10 minutes ago. Will Netanyahu soon reveal the Jewish Messiah? Benjamin Netanyahu returns to his position of Prime Minister of Israel after 16 months. People are curious to know if there is a meaning behind his comeback. What do you think is the reason behind the comeback of Benjamin Netanyahu? Some believe that the return of this individual is a sign that the Messiah is coming, while others contend that he is the embodiment of the two-stage coming of the Messiah known as the Mashiach Ben Yosef and the Mashiach Ben David. In this video, we will talk about how his comeback is related to the Messiah. As far back as September 29, 2002, some Jewish rabbis claimed that Benjamin Netanyahu was already holding meetings with the Messiah. This claim is significant because, if true, it would fulfill the prophecy of the coming Antichrist. Furthermore, the fact that this Messiah is not Jesus is important to note. The prediction of Netanyahu coming back. An article written before Netanyahu's re-election reported on the predictions of two well-known Jewish rabbis, Rabbi Yitzkif and Rabbi Menachem Henderson. Both rabbis had prophesied many years earlier that Benjamin Netanyahu would be re-elected and would serve as Israel's final prime minister until the arrival of the Messiah. Netanyahu, the last prime minister of Israel. The idea that Benjamin Netanyahu will be the last prime minister of Israel until the coming of the Messiah has gained some popularity among the ultra-Orthodox Jewish community. Despite the proclamation of this belief, many still hold it dearly in their hearts. Even during the last round of elections on November 1, 2022, which looked favorable for Netanyahu, some Israelis appeared to be supportive of this idea. In a video clip, a renowned Jewish rabbi can be seen urging Netanyahu to take more actions to hasten the arrival of the Messiah. This indicates that there are individuals in the nation who desire the Messiah's coming as it is foretold in the Bible. Is Netanyahu linked to the coming of the Jewish Messiah? After his party won the most votes in the elections, Benjamin Netanyahu, who has become the prime minister again, signed a coalition deal with the religious Zionist Party, which is known for its extreme right-wing views. This development has raised questions about what it could mean for Israel's political landscape. Additionally, two other things have been associated with Netanyahu and the coming of the Jewish Messiah, although it is important to note this does not refer to Jesus Christ. Some articles talk about this. Articles talking about the link between Netanyahu and the Messiah. According to a November 19, 2018 story, Netanyahu is in control of the Messiah's coming. To pique your interest, here is a passage from the article. Seeing how many people consistently shed Netanyahu's blood hurts me deeply as a friend, a brother, and a close friend, but surprise is in store for them. He will be a stern defender of God. He is going to get through this because the rabbi gave him a promise. It has already happened as far as we can tell, and it will continue to be that way. He will get through this, and we will keep going. Eventually, I pray, we will be able to give the Messiah, Mashiach, the keys to his office, and the genuine and entire redemption will have taken place. Information from another article. There's another article from 2018 that supports the idea of Netanyahu's role in bringing about the Jewish Messiah. The article suggests that Netanyahu will hand over the scepter to the Messiah, who is referred to as the son of David. However, some believe that these words are not meant to be positive, but rather a reference to the Antichrist. The Bible warns that the Antichrist will not necessarily be the direct opposite of Christ, but rather a convincing imitator who will deceive the world. It is also said that the person who holds the keys to power will be instrumental in ushering in the Antichrist, and some see Netanyahu as embodying this prophecy. Two stages of the Jewish Messiahship. The same article discusses the two stages of the Jewish Messiahship. The first stage is a practical process that includes the gathering of exiles and the building up of the land of Israel, while the second stage is more of a supernatural occurrence that provides for the reestablishment of the Davidic dynasty and the completion of the Third Temple. Rabbi Shmuel Bornstein wrote in a posthumously published book entitled Shem Meshmuel that in the future Jonathan will come into the reincarnation of Mashiach Ben Yosef, Messiah from the house of Joseph, but will later serve as the second to Mashiach Ben David from the house of David, fulfilling his promise to serve as David's second in command. Mashiach Ben Yosef has two divisions, one in the material world and one in the spiritual world. Bible and the coming back of the Messiah. The passage suggests that the Jewish tradition has created many messiahs that don't align with the biblical truth or the Torah. However, the Bible has foretold all of it, including the coming of Jesus to the lost sheep of Israel, as mentioned in Matthew 10:5 and 6. Jesus was rejected and crucified by the house, but God's grace was extended to the Gentiles. Similarly, the Antichrist will also come to the lost sheep of Israel who rejects Jesus, and they will become his followers. This is explained in John 5:43, where Jesus states that he came in his Father's name, but those who don't receive him will accept someone who comes in his name. The characteristics of the Antichrist. A rabbi, according to a July 25, 2020 article, claimed that the Antichrist is the awaited Messiah of the Jews. The article reiterated several characteristics of the Antichrist mentioned in the Bible, including being a direct descendant of King David of Judah, not only a leader, but the greatest political leader in the world, overseeing the rebuilding of the Third Temple. Apostle Paul about the Antichrist. The Apostle Paul in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4 speaks about the Antichrist who will sit in the temple, posing as God, and used this description to mislead people. This is similar to what he refers to as the son of perdition. What Rabbi Mario Marinho says about the Antichrist. Rabbi Mario Marinho, the founder of the Messianic Jewish Shema Yisrael congregation, proposes that the Antichrist may not match the aforementioned characteristics and could take the form of a political figure or even an alien from outer space. Messiahship of Jesus. Regarding the Messiahship of Jesus mentioned earlier, here is the defense. He was said to come from the lineage of King David, and he did through his birth in Bethlehem of Judea. Through many symbolic events, God showed his mercy in the coming of this Messiah. However, traditional Jews of that time later questioned his messiahship. The Third Temple. The belief that the Messiah would construct a new temple is significant, but the Pharisees' interpretation of this to mean a physical temple in Jerusalem is not in line with God's intentions. The idea is a metaphor for our bodies, as affirmed by Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians 3:16, where he says that the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Jesus, the last Messiah. The idea of a dying Messiah was highly unacceptable to the Jews, as they were looking for a conquering Messiah who would deliver them from the oppression of the Romans. However, Jesus' mission was more spiritual than physical. He came to conquer death and destroy the power of death, which he accomplished. This was not widely understood at the time, leading to difficulty in accepting him as the Messiah. Nonetheless, Jesus is considered to be the last Messiah. It is uncertain if Netanyahu is the Antichrist, but what is certain is the widespread longing for a Messiah in Israel, which cannot be Jesus Christ. If this is factual, what actions do you think should be taken? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this, and don't forget to like this video.